Welcome to the Lincoln City Council meeting of January 12, 2026. Please be advised a copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted at the back of the chambers by the northwest door. Let us all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a short moment of silent meditation. Please remain standing if you are able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The order of business of the City Council is as follows. The clerk will call the items listed on the agenda. Under public hearing, anyone wishing to speak on an item must first register and sign in at the table located in the lobby. The council shall require any member of the public addressing the council to identify themselves, the name of any organization represented by such person, and their address, unless the address requirement is waived to protect the security of the individual. Each speaker should state whether they are speaking in favor of or in opposition to the item. Testimony is limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Anyone wishing to speak on an item shall come forward after the clerk reads that item and the applicant has presented. After public comments, the applicant may make one short rebuttal. After all public hearings, the council will vote on resolutions and items listed under third reading. On the second and last Mondays of the month, immediately prior to adjournment, anyone may speak on any issue not on the agenda for that date nor planned for a future agenda. We ask that all speakers strive for civility and allow the business of council to proceed unimpeded. Will the clerk please call the first item of business?
Our first item of business today for our City Council meeting of Monday, January 12th is our Mayor's Award of Excellence.
Welcome, Mayor.
Thank you, Chairperson Carlson. Greetings, members of the council. I certainly hope there will never be a food fight in chambers, but you all look prepared. So I'm glad to see the construction's underway. I'm so pleased to be here this afternoon once again to present the Mayor's Award of Excellence, this time for October of 2025. And this time going to John Thober, who is in our Lincoln Lancaster County Human Resources Department. John is the very first person to be nominated in the award new category of Customer Service Excellence. Human Resources Employee Engagement Division Leader Angela Scriven nominated John for his work to foster a positive and inclusive culture in the city departments with which he works. And there are a lot of them. Over the past 3 years that John's been with our HR team, he has provided dedicated support to 7 different city departments. One of those is Lincoln Transportation and Utilities. And last fall, John's proactive leadership helped improve the structure and communications related to the winter operations team's time card submissions. And he made the process much more efficient for our teammates in the field. He made it easier for them to record their hours and submit their time cards. That's just one example of many of his dedicated support to our team, to the people who take care of our community members, which is why John's impact certainly extends beyond the walls of City Hall. By making it easier for city teammates to do their jobs well, John creates ripple effects that benefit our residents and that our city teammates serve. This community-wide benefit is something that Scriven noted in her nomination of John. She wrote, "Through this work, John has consistently strengthened the teams that engage with our community every day." Another one of those teams is our Aging Partners Department, and Aging Partners Director Randy Jones recognized John's superior work when he nominated him for the Human Resource Department's Greatest of All Time Award, the GOAT Award. And in his nomination letter, Director Jones praised John's consistency, his resilience, his empathy, and his knowledge. And he noted how, quote, his people-centered approach has built trust across teams, making him not only a problem solver, but also a partner in creating a more positive workplace culture. So John, I'm so pleased to recognize your positive impact in enhancing the city's workplace culture and our community's quality of life through this Mayor's Award of Excellence. Congratulations. that, I'd like to invite up our Human Resources Director, Barb McIntyre, to share some comments.
Hi, how are you guys? So I'm very excited to talk about what makes John exceptional, because it's not only his technical HR expertise, which he has a significant amount of, but it's the way he shows up as a trusted partner to the departments he serves. He supports, as Mayor mentioned, a diverse portfolio of city departments, and he consistently demonstrates a strong grasp of their unique operational strategies and things they're trying to accomplish. Department leaders trust John's judgment and regularly seek his guidance on proactive initiatives and complex people concerns, because we get a few of those in HR. He's deeply engaged with the departments. He attends regular staff meetings. He attends their leadership meetings. He develops training specifically for those departments and then presents on that, on key initiatives or key concepts, things they need to know. And he has helped develop leaders along the way. That consistent presence matters, and it is what's built his credibility and the trust he has with those departments. John's professionalism, leadership, and positive impact have been noticed and appreciated, and we recognized that earlier this year when we promoted him to our Total Rewards Division Leader. But congratulations on this well-deserved award, John.
John, would you like to come forward and say a few words?
Absolutely. Mayor, council members, thank you so much. It really is an honor to be recognized. And I'll just say it's really been a pleasure for the 3 years I've been with the city just to work with so many amazing leaders and just such a great HR team as a whole. And you know, I'll just say service isn't giving great service isn't a reflection of one individual. It's really a collective work where, you know, partnering with members of our team and other, you know, leaders, employees across the organization. There's just so much great collaboration. It's just a joy to be a part of all that and really make an impact for our great community. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
You've got some special people here to
Yes.
see you get this award. Do you want to
Absolutely.
introduce us to your
Yeah,
family?
my family here, my wonderful wife Tanya, our oldest Emma, Jackson, Ava, and Cohen are here with me as well. So
All right. Wonderful. We thank them for supporting your service and appreciate you being here.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Chair Carlson,
Yes.
I'd just like to say something.
Of course.
I really liked the image that was given when they said that good customer service is like a ripple effect. It's like throwing a stone in a pond. And, you know, at the end of the day, we want to take care of everyone who lives in Lincoln, and the best way to do it is to create a culture as an employee of Lincoln that models how we treat people. And it is just very impressive that you are a GOAT. Recently promoted, and also you have the respect and admiration of your colleagues. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, John. Appreciate all you do. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Let the room clear here for a moment.
He's got quite a crowd.
That's right. A lot of fans.
Well, when you're the GOAT.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
All right. Madam Clerk, when you're ready, we can proceed.
Okay. A reminder that due to the Martin Luther King Jr. holidays, City Council will not meet on Monday, January 19th. Next on our agenda will be our consent agenda, sections 1, 2, and sections 3.
Sir, any staff reports on the consent agenda? Any presentations? Are there any members of the public who'd like to comment on the consent agenda? So please come forward now. Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Vote on these items. Item 1A is appointing Jose Soto to the Commission on Human Rights for a term to expire December 31st of 2028, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second?
Second, Beckius, discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Beckius?
Yes.
Schob?
Yes.
Duden?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 1B is reappointing John Goldrich to the Commission on Human Rights for a term to expire December 31st, 2028, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second?
Second, Beckius. Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Schob,
Yes.
Studin,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 1C is reappointing Eileen Burke to the Nebraska Capital Environs Commission for a term to expire January 9th, 2029, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second?
Second, Beckius. Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Duden,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Beckius.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 1D is reappointing Cindy Ryman Yost to the Board of Zoning Appeals for a term to expire February 1st, 2031, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second?
Second, Beckius. Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Washington,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 1E is reappointing Hugh Syke to the Examining Board of Plumbers for a term to expire February 1st, 2026, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second?
Second, Beckius. Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Beckius,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 1F is approving appropriations in the amount of $250,000 from the operation of Keno Lottery funds for various human services, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Bowers. Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Schob,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Duden,
No.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 6-1. Item 1G is investment activity report for quarter ending November 30th of 2025, introduced by Weber.
So moved? Second?
Second, Beckius. Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Weber,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Items 2A through 2C were introduced by Schob.
So moved.
Second?
Thank you.
Second, Weber. Discussion?
Hesitated.
Seeing none, please call the roll.
Bowers,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. That concludes our consent agenda. We shall move on to section 4, public hearing liquor resolutions. I'll call items 4A, B, and C together. Items 4A through C is application of Hoppy Days LLC doing business as White Elm Brewing for a Class L liquor license located at 2717 South 8th Street, Suite 1. And the manager application of Colby Wood doing business as White Elm Brewing located at 2717 South 8th Street, Suite 1.
Good afternoon, council members. Jessica Greenwald, 1248 O Street, Suite 890. I am here on behalf of Hoppy Days. Recently, the ownership changed of the underlying entity. We're going to maintain the same manager, same brewmaster, Colby Wood, who is with us today. But that is the reason for the application and why we're here today. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys might have on either the Class L or Class C.
Council, any questions? Councilwoman Washington.
I do have one question. I'm
Sure.
sorry, it's a very small question. The application always asks marital status, and it was listed as differently in different places for the
Oh.
manager. And not to make him overshare, but is,
He is married,
He
yes,
is?
and we did
Okay.
submit, yes, that was a Scrivener's error on my part. I will take responsibility for that, 100%, sorry about that.
Any other questions or comments, council? No?
All right, thank you.
Are there any members of the public who'd like to comment on items 4A, B, or C? If so, please come forward now. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Roy Helm. I identify with the pronouns of he and him. I reside at 2750 South 13th Street, which is on Otoe, Missouri land. And I do have to say that this sheeting is a little imposing. But as a neighbor and patron of the White Elm, I've come to appreciate them as not just a business, but as a welcoming environment in our neighborhoods. And I have a lot of trust in Colby and his abilities to act as manager of as this is transitioned, this property is transitioned. So in deference to Nancy Reagan, I hope you will just say yes, please.
Thank you, Roy. Any other members of the public like to comment on this application? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
We'll call item 4D, manager application of Jeffrey Tyson for Hillcrest Country Club, doing business as Hillcrest Country Club, located at 9401 O Street.
Welcome. If you want to start, just name and address. and
Jeffrey
tell us about-
Tyson, Hillcrest Country Club. I used to be at Happy Hollow Club in Omaha. I apologize. 9401, I believe, or 9401 O Street here in Lincoln. So I'm the new general manager. I just started on December 1.
All right, welcome.
Any questions you have or anything?
Welcome to Lincoln.
Well, lived here 30 years. Just now I have a 5-minute commute. I worked in Omaha for the last 8.
It's a better commute.
It's a better commute.
Congratulations.
There you
Huge
go.
accomplishment.
Thank you for saving my gas money.
All right, council, any questions for the applicant?
No.
All right, appreciate you coming
Thank
out.
you.
Thank you.
Question, public, and
Is
then-
there any public comment on this item, item 4D? If so, please come forward now.
Mr. Chair, seeing no one coming forward, I'd like to make a motion of approval for items 4A through 4D.
I'd second.
Second by Weber, any discussion?
Weber's got my back to,
Yeah, always.
See no discussion, please call the roll.
Duden,
yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. That concludes section 4 of the agenda. Section 5 is public hearing resolutions. I'll call item 5A. Item 5A is accepting and approving the report of due and pending claims against the city for December 1st through December 31st, 2025.
Is there anyone that would like to discuss new and pending claims against the city? If so, please come forward now. New and pending claims against the city. Please come forward now. Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Okay, I'll call item 5B, approving the agreement for consulting services between the City of Lincoln and Stearns, Conrad, and Schmidt Consulting Engineers, Inc., engineers to provide environmental compliance services for the Solid Waste Management Division and Lincoln Water System Division for a sum not to exceed $1,190,300.
Welcome, Director.
Good afternoon, Liz Elliott, Director of Lincoln Transportation Utilities, 555 South 10th. This is a renewal of an existing contract that's been in place since 2022. SCS plays a critical role in ensuring our compliance out at the landfill, both our North 48th and Bluff Road, but they've been significant assistance in making sure that our wells and everything are monitored, that our reporting is correct, and having that additional technical expertise without having to add additional staff. So this has been a successful contract the last 4 years, and we'd like to renew it for another 4. So happy to answer any questions.
Council, any questions?
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Are there any members of the public who would like to comment on 5B? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, please proceed.
I'll call item 5C, approving the municipality financial agreement between the City of Lincoln, the State of Nebraska, and the State of Nebraska Department of Transportation for the Highway 6 and Adams Street bridges over I-180 project.
Getting your steps in.
I forgot about this one. So this is an NDOT contract. It's pretty standard, except for one thing. On this, it does impact a significant bus stop location. And because the bridge will be out, it's not just a simple detour. We actually have to kind of maneuver some of those stops. So we worked with NDOT. They are actually providing compensation for anyone that needs to get from one side to the other side. They won't be charged for that. They can get on the bus saying they're just trying to get to the other side, and that would be covered to make sure that people can have access to both sides of the work being done. So that's one unique part that you don't normally see in our NDOT contracts, and that's just, it's a bridge and there's no other way around it. So we think this will be a good solution. It was something NDOT asked for, and we were able to accommodate it. So happy to answer any questions.
Councilwoman.
Thank you, Chair Carlson. Director Elliott, could you tell us for how long will the bridge be out, and how much notice ahead of it will residents get?
So we've typically what we try to do is at least 2 weeks notice that we'll be able to do. The good thing is we'll be able to put out message boards, either ourselves or NDOT or both. We'll be able to put it on our bus infotainment centers inside, and we can put it on our website as well to make sure there's that. So we should have at least 2 weeks, if not more, to make sure people can adjust and know the schedules. How long it's going to be completely out, I don't know that I have a precise time, but I think we are anticipating about a year. But that can change. I don't know if it'll be an entire, how they're going to phase it completely, but we'll continue to work, and it'll be a significant period of time.
Right.
Hopefully less, but right now I think we're planning on about a year.
Yeah, this isn't a contract like, well, it's one bridge, but it really will affect a number of people.
It will.
And, I don't know if this is a contract that has, like, you get done early, you get a little bit more or whatever, but something that makes it possible for residents. I mean, a year, they're going to figure it out over the course of a year, but that's a long time for folks who are looking for use
Right.
to a small thing. I saw the length of the detour.
It is. It's a significant detour, and I think a year is probably a very conservative estimate, so hopefully it's much shorter, but I also don't want to put something out there that NDOT has to deal with, and after I say it. So trying to get through it as fast as we can. The bridge needs significant repair, given that it's a full replacement. So we'll continue to work with NDOT as best we can, and if we need to make adjustments, we'll do everything that we can to help out that period of time.
Thank you.
Yep.
Council, other questions?
Thank you.
Are there any members of the public like to comment on this? Item 5C. If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
I'll call item 5D, use permit 125C, application of Exchange Bank to amend the preserve on Antelope Creek use permit to allow a new freestanding sign and decrease the spacing between signs on property generally located at 7655 Pioneers Boulevard.
Welcome, Director.
Good afternoon, David Carey, Director of the Planning and Development Services Department, 555 South 10th Street. I don't think there's anyone here representing the bank, so I will provide that information to you. What we have is a pretty straightforward request to amend the use permit at the preserve at Antelope Creek. That is roughly at Lucille Drive and Pioneers Boulevard, or 76 and Pioneers Boulevard. What you see here on the corner, this is the bank. The existing sign that they have is about this location where that mark is. This is where the proposed new sign is. There is a conflict with an LES improvement, making sure that they have a sign that's visible is part of the process here and working something out. And what we did is we found that the location that they propose does work, is visible. It does have to be within 25 feet of an existing sign, so that was part of the discussion of making sure that it made sense and was not too cluttered out there. But this is something that all parties are in agreement with. This was on the consent agenda at the Planning Commission on December 17th, and therefore was approved unanimously. So we do recommend approval of this use permit amendment. I can answer any questions you might have.
Council, any questions?
Great, thank you.
Are there any members of the public like to comment on 5D? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, please proceed.
I'll call item 5E, comprehensive plan conformance 25012, Application of 947 Terminal LLC to review as to conformance with the 2050 Lincoln-Lancaster County Comprehensive Plan. A proposed amendment to the Lincoln Center redevelopment plan to amend the terminal building redevelopment project, to extend the length of the TIF period from 15 years to 20 years, and update the project narrative on property generally located at 947 O Street and 139 South 10th Street.
Good afternoon, Dan Marvin, Urban Development, 555 South 10th Street. This is kind of a cleanup of an issue. This was on a tax abatement, a historic tax abatement, when it was originally put on as a tax increment finance project back in 2020. Unbeknownst to the developer and the city, because these items aren't necessarily recorded, that this would be caught. So the ability to trigger the increment from the tax increment financing to pay the debt on the bonds took a while to get to the stage where it could. So by extending this from 15 to 20 years, actually we're just capturing about 15 years as was originally prescribed. So we're just capturing it over a later period, but still roughly the same period of time. And the amount of increment that's being used is the amount that was approved back in 2019, 2020. So, and the amount of the TIF increment debt that was put on this is not changing. But since this is in an area on O Street where we've previously adjusted the period from 15 to 20, we think it's appropriate to be able to make this adjustment here. I'll answer any questions.
Council, what questions do we have? Appreciate
The
it. Thank you.
developer's here as well, and if you have any questions for him. Thank you.
Are there any members of the public that would like to comment on this? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
We can now vote on these items. Item 5A is accepting and approving the report of new and pending claims against the city for December 1st through December 31st, 2025, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Beckius, discussion. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Washington,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 5B is approving the agreement for consulting services between the City of Lincoln and Stearns, Conrad, and Schmidt Consulting Engineers, Inc., SCS Engineers, to provide environmental compliance services for the Solid Waste Management Division and Lincoln Water System Division for a sum not to exceed $1,190,300, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Beckius, discussion. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Beckius,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 5C is approving the municipality financial agreement between the City of Lincoln, the State of Nebraska, and the State of Nebraska Department of Transportation for the Highway 6 and Adams Street bridges over I-180 project, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Beckius, discussion. Councilman.
Thank you, Chair Carlson. I should have done this in the public hearing phase, but can I ask Director Elliott a question about this item real quick?
Certainly.
Ready, thank you. Thank you, Director. I was gathering my notes. So, and I'm supportive of the item before us. I was wondering if there was any conversation with the state about any opportunity in including additional work with the Adams Overpass, right? I know that this council recently approved the Belmont Community Plan, and that plan called upon for the city at its next earliest convenience to work on a multimodal connection between the east and west sides of Roper. And I feel that this could be an ideal time for that. I know that there could be some difficulty in coordinating with the state. So I wondered if there were any conversations about that.
Minimal conversations about that. There were some conversations, I want to make sure I'm thinking which project, on this project regarding sidewalks, but that was just those immediate sidewalks leading up to the bridge, not extending beyond really the blocks where it ends. But that, my understanding, those would be the extent of any of the conversations. I'm not aware of any conversations beyond that.
Okay, thank you, and that's really helpful. And I'm thinking out loud, but I'd appreciate your thoughts on the ability for future opportunities for us to evaluate the feasibility of us being able to connect the West Lincoln neighborhood and the Belmont neighborhood, that east to west side, but then also those two neighborhoods. You know, it feels like this could be a good opportunity to have that conversation. Are there future opportunities where we can still work on this aspect that's been called out within that sub-area plan?
Yes,
Okay.
I would definitely say there's still future opportunities that would not be coordinated with this project. Obviously,
Yeah.
it could be individual projects. I think the other thing would be not only to this area, but future NDOT city overlaps. We don't get to dictate necessarily the scope of their project. They usually are open to, if we wanted to add to the scope, obviously we have to pay those costs for that additional scope. But that typically is something NDOT has been open to, unless for some reason it messes up a timing or some other component that they really have to meet.
Yeah.
But generally, that is something that's workable, not only on this project, but others where we can collaborate. Oftentimes, those expanded scopes come down to funding.
Yep.
And if they're wanting to do it now, but we don't have funding for a couple years, those types of
Yep.
challenges, as you all know, that's typically where we have the challenge, is aligning the funding at the timing of their projects. And can we get the two to match up?
That's perfect. That answers all my questions,
Okay.
so I really appreciate that, especially outside the public hearing
Yes, thank you. Other,
part. Yeah, thank you so much.
okay, thank you.
Chair Carlson, I
Yes.
just want to, is it possible you could stick around for after the meeting?
Yes.
I'd like to,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
I
thank
can.
you.
Thank you.
Councilman Weber?
And I just want to say, after that line of questioning, this is something that I really support. I want to obviously continue having conversations about connecting the neighborhoods, about connecting west to east of Roper. But that, I think this project before us is a really good one, and I appreciate LTU's work and collaboration with the state, and I plan on supporting it.
Council, any other discussion? Seeing none, please proceed.
Okay. I can call the roll. Schob,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 5D is use permit 125C, application of Exchange Bank to amend the preserve on Antelope Creek use permit to allow a new freestanding sign and decrease the spacing between signs on property generally located at 7655 Pioneers Boulevard, introduced by Washington.
So moved?
Second?
Second, Beckius, discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Weber,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 5E is comprehensive plan conformance 25012, application of 947 Terminal LLC to review as to conformance with the 2050 Lincoln Lancaster County Comprehensive Plan, a proposed amendment to the Lincoln Center redevelopment plan to amend the terminal building redevelopment project to extend the length of the TIF period from 15 years to 20 years and update the project narrative on property generally located at 947 O Street and 139 South 10th Street, introduced by Washington.
So moved?
Second?
Second, Beckius, discussion?
Chair Carlson, I just want to take a quick moment to thank Mike Works since he's here. We, as a city, want to try to give projects that need TIF increment financing, tax increment financing. We want to give them the opportunity to benefit from that so that their projects are fully realized. And taking into consideration what has transpired over the first few years of this, I think this use is completely appropriate in order to try to get the developer the increment financing that we had hoped for. So thank you, Mike, for taking the risk. We appreciate it. We want to try to be a good partner here in making that risk worthwhile to you in the way that had originally been contemplated. So thanks.
Any other discussion, council? See none, please call the roll.
Bowers,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Okay, that concludes section 5. Section 6 is public hearing ordinances, second reading, and related resolutions. I'll call item 6A. Item 6A is approving the lease agreement between Lancaster County on behalf of the Lancaster County Records Management and City of Lincoln on behalf of the Lincoln Transportation and Utilities Department for the lease of space by Lancaster County Records Management at the Municipal Service Center at 901 West Bond Street from September 1st, 2025 through August 31st of 2035.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad I don't have to read through all that. This is for a 10-year lease with the county records, who are currently over at K Street. We were able, with some renovations, to get them into the 901 West Bond, our municipal services center out there. So they are now residing in the basement of that building. First floor is fire, NIS, and then LTU pretty much takes up the third floor on this. It is a long contract. Because it required some renovations, we want to make sure that it was beneficial to both parties on that. So it's a 10-year contract, just about $126,000 a year, with the exception of the first year because of the renovations that was taken off of the rent. So it's a little over $100,000 rent this first year. Each couple years, it is escalated. There's the first 2 to 3 years are at a 2% escalation, 4 to 6 are at 3%, and then after 6, we'll take a look where everything is and set rates at that point for the last few years. We think it's been a really good partnership working with the Public Building Commission and the records team on this. The renovations went very well, and we're excited to have more tenants out at the Municipal Services Center. So happy to answer any questions.
Council, any questions?
Chair Carlson. Thank you, Chair. Director Elliott, thanks for bringing this forward. I know that you have taken on some sort of leadership role with the Municipal Services Center in terms of its oversight and management.
Yeah.
So where does this leave us in terms of square footage that's being utilized, square footage that's not being utilized? Where are we in terms of occupancy out there?
We are, other than an old cafeteria area, we are maxed out on space. So our 949 side of the building, that's more of the warehouse where our traffic teams, our signals, sign shops, urban search and rescue, radio, LPD radio shop, they're out in the 949 portion. And then we have the 901, which is just all office space. It was the former Experian building. And other than maybe a little bit of efficiency space in that cafeteria, we have now reached capacity. I just looked, I want to say there's about my hope is that we can redo this cafeteria space, but I believe there's about 3,500 square foot in there, but that's about the only unused space in that facility now. So I'm glad that we've been able to really utilize the space for the entire city and now the county out there, but.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair.
Other questions? Right.
Thank you.
Are there any members of the public like to comment on 6A? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, we can move along.
I'll read item 6B, street name change 25003, application of planning and development services to change the name of North 54th Street to North 54th Court due to the proposed cul-de-sac on the property generally located at west of the intersection of North 56th Street and Alville Road.
Good afternoon, David Carey, Director of the Planning and Development Services Department, 555 South 10th Street. Here today to request your consideration for a street name change. This is located along Alville Road, and this is North 56th Street. So the street in question is North 54th Street to change to North 54th Court. This is it's become a fairly straightforward situation. In the past, there was a suggestion that the street was going to continue and therefore be a public street, and therefore it was named as such. At this point, the plans have changed, and it's that further extension of the road will not happen, so that we need to follow our rules to identify it otherwise. And just to be clear, that the only parcel that actually is addressed off of this is this parcel up here, which is now planned to be a City of Lincoln property for a water pump station. So this is the appropriate thing to do. The street name committee has recommended approval. This type of item does not go to the planning commission, just so you know, it comes straight to city council. So that is in front of you today for your consideration, and I request your approval, and I will answer any questions you might have.
Council, any questions? Appreciate it. Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
Is there any members of the public like comment on this? Item 6B, if so, please come forward now. Seeing none, we can proceed.
I'll call items 6C and D together. Item 6C and D is annexation 25010, application of Action Acres LLC to annex approximately 4.96 acres, more or less, on property generally located at 6701 Folsom Street, and the related change of zone 25027, application of Action Acres LLC to change the zoning designation from agricultural residential district to residential district on approximately 4.96 acres, more or less, on property generally located at 6701 South Folsom Street.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name's Aaron Bright. I'm with Olson, 601 P Street here in Lincoln, on behalf of the applicant Acton Academy. So slight clarification, it's Acton Acres, not Action Acres, although Action Acres sounds pretty cool too. That's all good. Yeah, in front of you, you've got an annexation of change of zone. We submitted on behalf of Acton, who currently operates a private school on Cody Drive over near 14th and Yankee Hill. They've kind of been growing and looking for some additional space, and found this property, which is located on 6701 Folsom Street, just south of Southwest Village Heights Addition. The property was vacant, kind of overgrown, and so they purchased that within the last couple of years. And then we've been working with Acton over the past couple months with planning department, developing the preliminary plat to kind of develop their preliminary layout that they're looking at, kind of proposed in two phases. First would be the private school parcel, which is kind of west of the public street via Sorrento. On the east side, contemplating some potential future single-family residential in that area. We got through planning commission on consent agenda with a NATO vote, and then moving forward with the annexation and the change of zone. Change of zone allows us to do private school under the R3 zoning district, and so happy to answer any questions you may have on the development or any other questions.
Council, any questions for the applicant? Appreciate it. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Are there any members of the public like comment on this? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, we can move forward.
I'll call item 6E, amending Lincoln Municipal Code, section 9.24.190, loitering and trespass, window peeping as evidence, to add that the owner or other authorized person give notice against trespass by actual communication to the actor to be consistent with the state statute.
Johansi Christie, City Attorney, 555 South 10th Street. This is a proposal to amend the municipal code to add additional language to be consistent with state law. A lot of ways it's like code cleanup, but it's a very small addition, which the language that we're proposing to add is that actual communication to the actor by the owner or other authorized person. The by the owner or other authorized person was not there before, and it really clears up some questions that have been out there as to what does actual communication to the actor mean and by whom. Again, consistent with state law. So kind of a code cleanup. Happy to answer any questions.
Council, any questions? Thank you. Are Are there any members of the public like to comment on this, item 6E? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, we can proceed.
That concludes section 6 of our agenda. We shall move on to section 7, ordinances, third reading, and related resolutions. I'll call item 7A. Item 7A is amending sections 10.02.254, 10.06.120, 10.32.280, 10.32.290, 10.34.010, 10.34.020, 1.34.030, 10.34.050, 10.34.060, 10.34.070, 10.34.090, 10.36.10, 10.36.40, 10.36.050, 10.36.60, 10.36.80, 10.36.100, 14.29.030 of the Lincoln Municipal Code relating to parking enforcement by revising and designating parking enforcement area boundaries, by revising the fee schedules, and to allow for the use of modernized payment platforms, by adding new sections to Chapter 10.32 to provide guidance for long-term loading zones, taxi cab and transportation network company vehicle loading zones, and extended vehicle parking zones, and by amending the title of Chapter 10.34, parking meters to parking payment platforms, introduced by Shob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Weber. Discussion? Councilman.
Thank you, Chair Carlson. I would like to make a motion to divide the question into two parts. One that is related to the fee increase in the proposal, as well as, and then with the rest of the package being the second part of the question. Happy to elaborate if I get a second.
Second.
Second by Bowers. So motion's been made and seconded.
So I can speak a little bit to the motion.
Please elaborate, yeah.
And yes, go ahead.
Already, thank you, Chair Carlson. So, and first I need to start with saying I appreciate all the work that Director Marvin, Mr. Bassesi, and the rest of Urban Development has put into the legislation before us. I'm very supportive of including the North Bottoms as well as Innovation Campus within Park and Go's jurisdiction, supportive of focusing on surface parking outside of the downtown area, and updating the definition of parking meters and making sure that that's more in line with where we're at in 2026. But also the city's approaching critical and significant investments within our infrastructure downtown. And as a result, I feel that now is a less than ideal time to have a conversation related to increasing the fees associated with parking violations. And I would like to separate the question to be able to vote my conscience on both of those.
Council, any other discussion? Councilwoman Washington.
Councilman Weber, just so I'm clear, you're wanting to separate the question specifically to deal with the increase in parking violations?
Yes, I want to separate the question as it relates to the parking fee increases and separate that from the rest of the package.
Okay, so just the cost of parking, not the violation fee, or both?
The fee increases.
Okay.
Yes.
All fee increases?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Revised fee schedules.
Yes.
Any other discussion or questions?
Could we have someone from Urban Development come forward and tell us what else is in the package when we take out all fee increases? I mean, I know that there's boundaries and there was multiple parking areas around town, and I don't, with all due respect, Councilman Weber, I think there's some areas outside of the construction project that is of concern to you. So I just want to get a picture again.
Okay. So let's see if this comes up. So there are a number of other things that are happening, but first we're expanding areas of enforcement. One would be North Bottoms. That's principally a Husker football game day effort. There's some extension to the south. I think we're reaching out more towards Telegraph District, so these are all areas that previously had not been done. Then we're just identifying areas like this is on 27th Street. This is obviously, it's identifying Innovation Campus. This is North 48th Street, and then the area that is, we have a large surface parking lot that serves the Havelock neighborhood. So that was one area that is part of this. The change that we would be making for how we create loading zones, both short-term loading zones and long-term loading zones, that would be that was part of what I presented last week. The area that deals with extended vehicles. So if we have a large bus come into town, presently the only place they locate is on 12th Street back behind the Cornhusker. Might there be other places that we'd be able to accommodate larger vehicles in the downtown? Definition terms, definition of a parking meter, gated controls, and we also had a fee for, which I think this would change, but there was a change of the meter bag fee from $10 to $15 as well.
Thank you very much, Director Marvin.
Councilman Duden.
Thanks, Chair. Dan, didn't you do a comparison with?
Yes, we did.
What came to fines and
We looked
fees
at,
and what have you. And
I think
didn't Lincoln still come out relatively lower than most
at the $15 level. Well, at the $10, I think we're certainly lowest amongst all of our peers at $15. I think we're still at the very low end range of a number of different peers. I would show that to you, but I gave it to my friend on the Lincoln Journal-Star so he could run his article. So I lost that piece of paper, but we do have, we did do a number of comparisons, and I think a lot of people were at $25, so we'd still be at $15 for a parking ticket. And since you asked, we haven't changed this since 2001. So,
Councilwoman Washington.
I think, Director Marvin, if you could stay, I might ask you the same question I'm going to ask my colleague. Councilman Weber, I think I understand your concerns about the massive project that we're getting ready to go into on O Street.
Yep.
Do you have the same concerns about fee changes to the rest of the areas that are dictated? I mean, up in Havelock area or Uni Place and...
Yeah, so I would say the cause for concern obviously is that I think I would wait to have any conversation about increasing the fee in any of the enforcement zones, right? I would hate to take a portion of a enforcement zone. I don't know logistically how we would go about that depending on the phases of certain projects. I feel that it is premature to have a conversation around increasing the fees associated with the violations until the infrastructure investment project has come to a completion. That way we are able to account for any potential disruption in parking if that were to occur.
Thank you. Director Marvin, I park in a lot of different places in Lincoln and a lot of different meter zones, and I see that we have zones for parking meters, and I'm curious, would it be possible to geocache fee increases so that the infrastructure area, I mean the O Street project, could be, I know it's not just 75 or whatever it is, 75 goes out larger than just along O Street, but it would be possible to geocache away from fee increases, zone 75? If I've got the right zone.
yeah.
Okay.
That's why I did ask Tony to come down. I Park and Go does different, zones. We have a zone for the dollar per hour meter, which is maybe 79, and
We can, any of those rates, we can change. They're digital, or you're talking the actual parking meter itself.
but are you?
Right?
Yeah, the fees, so there's, I think, three classes of fees. There's the fee for parking, then there's the violation fee, and then there's the bag fee. And so I think I'm sort of, in order to address what Councilman Weber is concerned about specifically, and I certainly understand wanting to hold off until infrastructure is set up, but we're talking about a set of parking changes that covers the entire city, not just O Street. So I was just curious the level of negotiation that could probably happen. And I realize we're on the dais and we're doing this on the fly, and my apologies to everyone.
I think my short answer is the same one that I gave earlier, which is the number of meters that we are actually talking about on O Street proper is a relatively small number from the overall number of parking stalls that we manage citywide. And most of those are going to be, what we're anticipating are going to be zones for quick in and out type of, short-term loading and unloading type zones.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of meters that we have
Yeah,
on
we have
O Street.
2,400 meters, and you're talking hundreds of meters there maybe on O Street, so in the surrounding 13th, 14th area.
Right.
Parking meters. That's what we're
I'm
talking
assuming
about.
that meters in the construction zone are bagged anyway.
Good afternoon, Abby Luttrell from the Law Department. I just want to make sure that we are narrowing the conversation. I think what Councilwoman Washington is asking about is, could a different fine be imposed for a violation at a parking meter only along O Street? And I think that comes more to the enforcement. So whatever citation was issued from, is that what you're asking from that zone?
No, I think I'm asking, could parking fees go up as proposed in all areas except for along, and I meant all fees. I'm trying to sort of negotiate.
So I think the sections.
Can I ask a question too?
Let's let Abby speak first and then Counselor speak first. So
So I think the sections in the revisions that are in front of you are in section 10.06, subsection 6. This is actually a reduction in the fine for parking in a handicap zone from $92 to $87. The next section I find is on page 9 at line 9 and 10. And this is talking about administrative costs raising from $8 to $13. Again, a little further down at line 12, from $23 to $28. And then I think there was one more section.
Yeah, I guess the point
So
of
I think all of these involve fines for violations and not fees for parking at the meter.
Thank you.
Councilman Duden
Yeah,
first and then
I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. So, as previously stated, I feel that with the current project that we are about to begin as a city in downtown Lincoln, that it is premature to have a conversation around raising the fine associated with parking violations citywide, or at least in the park and go, yes, citywide, until we are able to get past that infrastructure project to ensure that any disruption to parking that may be created is minimized as best as possible.
And we're talking about maybe, 1 or 2% of all the meters that we're concerned about?
Yeah, in my district. They're all in District 4, the ones I'm talking about.
Okay.
Councilman Bowers?
Yeah, I just want to say, I think dividing the question is a reasonable approach here because, this ordinance combines multiple distinct policy decisions that should be evaluated on their own merits. And, Brody represents downtown, and he's doing his job by making sure the people and businesses most affected by, this multitude of parking policies get transparency and accountability instead of an all or nothing package. And I really appreciate Brody bringing forward to divide the question because instead of just voting no outright on the entire package, he's trying to find compromise and consensus on what makes sense for him and his values and his district. And so I thank you, Brody, for trying to find a way to get to a yes on things that make sense for you and for you to be able to stand your values on what makes sense for you and the folks that you're advocating for.
Thank you.
Council, what other questions do we have?
Nope, no questions. Ready to vote.
All right. Councilman Shob.
Mr. Chair, thank you. I'm a little bit confused on procedure now. We're voting on dividing the question first,
Correct.
and there was a motion for that, and a second by Mr. Bowers.
Correct.
Council- Okay,
Correct. To divide the question.
thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
Chair
Councilman
Carlson,
Beckius.
I would just want to add that I think, in addition to Councilman Bauer's comments, I think it's always appropriate to honor a fellow council member that wants to divide a question or wants to properly vote their conscience, just out of the professional courtesy that we have for each other. So I'll be
I wish that
support-
would happen, Tom.
And his voting has
Yep.
reflected it.
Yep, yep. I don't disagree with you, Councilman Duden.
Yep.
However, this would be a great opportunity for everyone to do that, and future opportunities as well.
Council, other discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Okay, calling the roll on the division of question. Bowers?
Yes.
Duden?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Schob?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Beckius?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0.
Now we have two questions to vote on, right? Two issues.
Correct.
Which do we do first?
I think in the past, I think maybe we have, once we have split the question, I think we voted just sort of on the split, and then the portion that was set aside or actually split to stand on its own, and then what would be the main motion without set aside. I think that's how we did it in the past.
Okay, Councilman Shob.
Mr. Chair, just for more clarification, I think Councilman Weber's should make a motion that we either deny or refuse or some version with the fees, right? Concerned about the fees, so we need a motion.
So I think the motion, it was split, so we have set aside the question of should fees be increased is how I'm
What is the
going to.
question?
That is the question. Should fees be increased? And I think you are voting yes or no on that question is how I understand where we are at. So he just simply, as it's written in front of you, he just set that portion aside, which does actually increase fees. So now you're just voting on that by itself, which is what I think he's trying to do here today.
Yep.
And then so you vote yay or nay on that.
A yay vote increases the fee.
Correct.
A nay vote does not.
Correct.
Thank you.
Approves or didn't, yeah. All right.
Council, any other questions on that, on the question? No? All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Any discussion?
Or any discussion, first off, then. Go
Thank
ahead.
you,
Yeah.
Chair Carlson. Thank you for splitting the question. I appreciate the reason why. I was also trying to dig in the understanding so I could maybe, provide some assistance there at some point. Because we're talking about a relatively small area or small number of meters against the whole, and urban development has researched the whole, I'm going to be voting to increase fees with an understanding that if there is a possibility to find a solution in the construction area that is of most concern, that we find that solution.
Council, any other discussion?
Chair Carlson.
Yes.
I just wanted to thank Councilman Weber for bringing forward the split division of the question. I will too be voting to increase the fees. I think we're entering a construction period actually that's pretty confusing. And I want to not add to the confusion there. And also, as Councilman Duden pointed out, Lincoln is still going to be pretty darn affordable when it comes to the fines being assessed, and will also help to continue to bring down the costs that the city of Lincoln carries in order to perform and monitor parking in downtown Lincoln. So, but I appreciate him bringing the question to split. Thank you.
Any other discussion, council? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bowers?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Duden?
Yes.
Schob?
Yes.
Weber?
No.
Beckius?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Motion carried, 6-1.
Okay, and now for the bigger motion, if you will.
Remainder.
Remainder is a better term. Thank you.
Duden?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Schob?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Beckius?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Motion carried, 7-0. And we have our main motion, right? No? Okay.
That's it.
That's it, we're good.
Okay.
We're functional.
We don't get to use that rule very often.
I'll go ahead and move forward and call item 7B, text amendment 25011, request of the Planning and Development Services Department to amend Lincoln Municipal Code Section 27.06.070, Household Living Use Group Table to change certain permitted conditional uses allowed in the O2 zoning district to permitted uses by amending Section 27.62.040 Household Living Use Group to remove the O2 zoning district from permitted conditional uses allowed for dwellings, and by amending Section 27.72.030 Heightened Lot Regulations Commercial Zoning Districts to reduce the minimum lot required for dwellings in the B2 zoning district from 2,000 square feet to 1,000 square feet per unit, introduced by Schob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Washington. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Beckius?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Schob?
Yes.
Duden?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Motion carried, 7-0. Item 7C is change of zone 25025, application of Elizabeth Perez, Dane and Chelsea Sackett to change the zoning designation from AG Agriculture to AGR Agricultural Residential on the property located at the northeast corner of Southwest 89th and Buckboard Drive and 8600 Buckboard Drive, introduced by Schob.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Beckius. Discussion. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Weber?
Yes.
Beckius?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Bowers?
Yes.
Duden?
Yes.
Schob?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Motion carried, 7-0. Item 7D is text amendment 25014, request of the Planning and Development Services Department to amend Lincoln Municipal Code Section 27.62.080, Education and Instruction Use Group, and Section 27.63.070, Early Childhood Care Facilities, to allow early childhood care facilities more flexibility with the allowed occupancy, to reuse an existing building within residential neighborhoods, and to add provisions for the safety and early childhood care facilities in or near the I-1 Industrial Zoning District, introduced by Schob.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Washington. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilman Schob?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to say, that, as Mr. Curry said when he did the discussion on this last, we have lots of people that come forward and ask us to do things, and we quite often look at the situation and grant waivers. After doing this several times, we realize there might be something in our code that needs to be adjusted. This is another opportunity for us to be functional as a city council. Hear what the public says, make an adjustment. I think this was a good thing.
Thank you. Councilwoman Washington.
I just wanted to take a moment to speak on both this one and the next, that early childhood education is critically important. I think many of us in the community understand that, and we also understand it's really hard to start a small business regardless of the business model it is, and early childhood seems to be overly difficult to start that business. So anything we can do to make it easier for folks to get out and open up facilities in their homes, or even large centers, to help our community find places safe for their children and to get to work themselves, is a wonderful thing. I really appreciate the incremental changes we're making.
Great, thank you. Council, any other discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Beckius,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 7E is text 25014, request of the Planning and Development Services Department to amend Title III Design Standards for Zoning Regulations by amending Chapter 3.90, Design Standards for Early Childhood Care Facilities, Section 1, Parking Standards for Residential Districts by repealing paragraphs 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and renumbering paragraphs 1.4 to 1.1, 1.5 to 1.2, and 1.6 to 1.3, by amending Section 2, Center Layout and Design, paragraphs 2.1 and 2.2 to increase the number of children from 13 to 20, by amending Section 3, Conversion Plans for Facilities by repealing paragraph 3.2, and by amending Section 4 to reflect changes made throughout, introduced by Schob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Washington. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Schob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 7F is change of zone 21020D, application of NeighborWorks Lincoln, to amend the south of downtown plan unit development to reduce the lot area standards for two-family dwellings from 3,000 square to 1,740 square feet per lot, and reduce lot width from 25 feet to 17 feet per lot on property generally located between A and H Streets and 10th and 17th Streets, introduced by Schob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Beckius. Discussion. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Duden,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 7G is annexation 25004, correcting the legal description of the area to be annexed by repealing and replacing ordinance number 21799 as previously adopted, introduced by Schob.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Beckius. Discussion. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Washington,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. That concludes Section 7 of our agenda. Section 8 is resolutions. First readings are items 8A through 8D, and Section 9 is our pending list, are items 9A through 9C.
All right, now for public comment. Anyone wishing to address the council on a matter not on this agenda nor planned for a future agenda may do so at the open microphone session. Individuals are allowed a total of 5 minutes to speak regardless of the number of topics. For the month of January, open microphone sessions will be held tonight, January 12th and January 26th. Is there any members of the public who would like to comment? If so, please come forward now. Any members of the public to speak? Yeah, Happy New Year, welcome.
Rosina.
Hello. I'm Rosina Paolini. I'm at 1850 Dakota Street.
Gesundheit.
Lincoln, Nebraska. I really hope it's a brighter new year. I've been in these rooms for a long time through a lot of different developments, about 40 years worth, right? Advocating and observing the actions of the city council from when David Carey was very young and was very much about smart growth in a different administration. And I've watched how we have evolved today. Let's see what I can get through. Clinton neighborhood, 27th and Star Street. We spent about 10 minutes on that development. I'm sorry, you weren't here, but some of you were. We had discussions about buffers and enough green space for a TIF-funded project that was going to have families living there. Has anybody walked by 27th and Star? Not driven, walked. There's the street green and the sidewalk. That same night, Knowles had deep conversations for 45 minutes. 3 very, as I observed, wealthy humans, men, wanted to make sure that they had enough buffers between their really, really, really rich places and the condos that were going to go in. 45 minutes. When I went to the first meeting for the 48th and Madison Street project, the initial meeting was an Epico neighborhood meeting. Speedway Motors had 5 representatives there, family and staff. The Smith family. Christy Joy was going to present the development for her architecture firm. I suggested that she was a planning commission member and needed to recuse herself. She did. I asked first if the few neighborhood association members were aware that Christy Joy was the planning commission member. They did not. So the concerns were green space. The closest park was 7 blocks to the west. You had to cross 48th Street to get to any green space to the east. It was again a TIF project with family units, but we needed the parking lot, and we weren't going to make any modifications. I was told so by 2 council members. It's a done deal, is what I heard in the parking lot as we left. It broke my heart and it broke my trust, because if a development is a done deal before it ever gets to the planning commission, we got a problem. The average price for a new home in Lincoln, Nebraska is $300,000. The median price is $310,000. I was able to buy a $100,000 home 25 years ago because I was blessed with a $20,000 inheritance. There are a few of us that get that opportunity. We get NeighborWorks, or we get to try to afford a $300,000 house on a minimum wage with 2 income earners. I love the idea of 52nd and Havelock, but we need to have that everywhere in this town, not just at 52nd and Havelock.
And that is 5 minutes.
I'll wrap it up. We are providing subsidies to companies and corporations who are already extremely wealthy. What I heard this evening, we thank you for taking a risk on that development and glad to offer you an incentive. Maybe we need to look at why we're giving incentives. They're already rich. The president of these companies is making more than any of us could dream of. They take a risk because they know they can make a profit. And when our city feeds into that with incentives, we need to rethink some of that. Please, let's have the conversation.
All right, thank you. That is time.
What
limit.
questions do you have? Because surely you have some. And surely you want to have a deeper conversation. Please, not just with me, with everybody.
That is our time limit tonight. Thank you.
I know. I know. This is really important. And this is a great way to start off this year with a higher level of accountability.
Okay, thank
It
you.
pains
Thank you,
me.
and we're over time, so
I
thank
know
you.
we are.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
And thank you for listening.
Thank you. Are there other members of the public who'd like to comment? If so, please come forward now. Welcome.
Good evening. I'm Roy Helm. I identify with the pronouns of he and him. I reside at 2750 South 13th Street, which is Otoe, Missouri land. We're starting a new year, and it's a time for reflection, but we already have so much to be angry about and so much to fear and be afraid of in this country. We're told by our pedophile president that we voted for all of this that's happening. We voted for this. We voted for ICE to murder a woman in Minneapolis. We voted for that because they're enforcing federal laws. We have to accept that. I vehemently disagree with that. So we're given things that we allegedly voted for, but here in the state, our state legislature won't give us what we voted for. They absolutely won't give it to us. And we, the people, spoke. We voted, we spoke, and our legislature said no. Our spineless governor wouldn't stand up to the legislature and say, you need to support the will of the people. Didn't happen. That's the state we live in. Something to be angry about, and fear for the future, because that's just the start, isn't it? Isn't that what happened in Germany 100 years ago? Isn't that what we're seeing today? We now have a concentration camp in this state. No one voted for that. There's no oversight. Our legislative representatives can't go in there. We have no oversight. We should be afraid of that. We really should have fear. We've invaded Argentina and removed with violence President Maduro and his wife. And I'm not going to defend the actions of that individual. I mean, he may very well be a narco-terrorist, but just days before that invasion, another narco-terrorist, the former president of Honduras, was pardoned. Where is the logic in that? Is this just another grift where we're arresting presidents of countries that have nefarious backgrounds to extort wealth from them in their countries at the expense of their citizens? I have no reason to doubt that it is. We're murdering people in the open seas, murdering them. They may be breaking the law, but it seems right now that pedophiles and rapists have more access to due process than any of us. It is an outrage, and we need to be angry, and we also should be very fearful. But even with this, all of this that's happening, we've got something to celebrate here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Last month at the Mediation Center, there was a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the landlord-tenant mediation program, pilot program, that was put in place and pushed through by a group called Justice in Action. And I know some of you are very familiar with that organization. And it shows, it shows the power and the wonderful things that can happen when community members come together and work with city administration and come to an understanding and agreement on how to help people. This is positive. This is something to celebrate. This is something to have joy about. Next week, we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Another day to celebrate for everything that he stood for. And his words are more valuable today than when they were first spoken. So let's celebrate. Water is life. Black Lives Matter. No one is illegal on these stolen lands. Trans rights are human rights. Liberty and justice for all. These are all words that we should take to heart and believe heartily in.
And that is
And I'm-
5 minutes. if you
And I
wanna wrap
appreciate
up.
that. I'm going to leave with a quote from Robin Wall Kimmerer. Even a wounded world feeds us. Even a wounded world holds us, giving us moments of joy and wonder. I choose joy over despair, not because I have my head in the sand, but because joy is what the earth gives me daily, and I must return the gift. Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the public who'd like to comment? If so, please come forward now. Anyone else?
Chair Carlson, seeing no one else interested in coming forward, I would move adjournment.
I second it.
Second by Duden. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all.